Good morning, beautiful ones. Just out for a walk with my baby and my dog and my husband on this glorious day in Santa Monica. Let me just show you the beach. Hi, beach. Anyway, I don't normally come on and do teachings in this free group. Why? Because I don't hand out band-aids. It's not about giving you a quick fix. I actually was on a call with a lovely girl yesterday, and it's so funny. I was actually just really calling out what was going on. And she was like, well, how do I fix it? You know, how do I do that? And I was like, well, it's not something I just hand out like, hey, this is what we do hastily. It takes work, right? And what I wanted to share with you is that there is a very deliberate attitude of people in this world who are actually choosing to step up. Notice my language all throughout this live, choosing to step up. I simply will not work with anyone who doesn't have the right attitude. It's not about what people can pay me. Hey, I want to do your program. I'm not interested in that. Really, I want to share with you girls that change is absolutely possible for every single one of you. Having a soulmate relationship is possible. It's your birthright. Really, that is my solid belief that every single person on this planet can be in a soulmate relationship. Everyone on this planet can actually live on purpose if they choose to, and we can be abundant if we choose to. But there's so much of what I also see, and this is where I want to share with you, is many of you in this community and in the world, my voice is going funny because it's truth, right? Have already actually given up on your dream a long time ago. You've given up on the idea that you really can be loved the way that you want to. And so how that has you actually show up is like, well, you know, what's the point? I mean, honestly, I really don't believe that I can have that. And so the energy that you're living from is very casual. It's very laid back. There's no rigor, there's no urgency. Seriously, it's staggering, doesn't make sense to me, but I know exactly where it comes from. It's that you've really talked yourself out of your dream a long time ago, and so there's just no skin in the game. It's just like, well, I might do this workshop, or I might try this. I had someone say, well, you know, I could do with just a little help from you, Lucy. And I'm like, a little help? Is that what you think it is? You've been single for the last 10 years and you think that you need a little bit of help? Like a little tweak here and there? I'm like, that's the issue right now, is that many of you are minimizing your life. You're minimizing what's possible for you. And truly, the energy is lazy. It's a hiding energy. It's a protective energy. It's I'm scared to get what I really, really want energy. So we just go and do the bare minimum. I've been there. And we just go, oh, well, you know, it'll just happen. And what I want to share with you, here's the teaching part, is that it comes down to an attitude. There's no, like when people say to me, well, I think I might step up. I think. You can't think that you're going to step up in your life. You can't, oh, I'll just go and sleep on it and decide later if I'm actually going to really put myself first. No fucking way. Are you kidding me? Like snore. Like I can't even, right? If you're serious about you and that dream that has been dormant and on the snooze button for the last 8 years, then you have to look at the way that you're showing up for yourself, right? This has nothing to do with me and my program right now. This is a conversation actually about you and your dream. What are you doing with 2020? How are you showing up differently? How are you deeply honoring and respecting yourself and what you're here on the planet to actually receive? Notice the word receive, okay? Many of you are blocked in that. It's the feminine, it's the heart space, it's the allowing, it's the deep trust. And you're so steeped in coping mechanisms that you're overgiving, over-delivering and depleting every fiber of your being, which comes from a very big lack of self-worth. And the message that I want to share with you is that you don't have to live like that, right? That's a struggling, suffering mentality that's been inherited, because who you really are is actually very powerful. Who you are is someone that can have a soulmate relationship like that once you get into alignment and love yourself and value yourself enough to actually get the support that you deserve. And truly, it really all comes back to one thing, and that is an attitude. You've got to shift the way that you're speaking. You've got to shift the way that you're taking action. You can't be sitting there with words like I think, or maybe, or one day. You know, that shit is like not going to get you there. The distinct traits of the women that I invite into my process, it's never based on how much money they have on their account. It's based on their friggin' attitude. When I see that they're really hungry and they're really ready to do whatever it's going to take, I'm like, oh, that's my girl. But if I've got someone sitting there just kind of evaluating whether they think they want to change and they're just window shopping, I'm like, this is what you do. You hide behind not making a decision. Right? And it's costing you a fucking fortune. It's costing you anxiety. It's costing you down the track, definitely depression. It's costing you irritable bowel syndrome. It's costing you a pay rise. It's costing you a soulmate relationship. It's costing you being a mum. Sitting in this one day when mentality. So really, this is just a message that I wanted to share with you. I'm loving these joggers with their music on. Nice one. Love it. The Midnight Runners. Beautiful. You know what? That's a perfect place in this live for the music to go up. Woohoo! You got to step it up. You got to get lit about what it is that you're out to create. You've got to bring the excitement and the joy. Darling, I can't clean up Stevie's shit while I'm doing this. It's like pointing down at the sand. But you know what the metaphor of that is? My dog's shit. Is that's how you're treating yourself, many of you. Seriously. And it's how I was treating myself. Like a piece of shit, where I was just kind of spectating my own life. And you're never going to change from that place. You have to want your dream more than your fear. You have to get to a place where you're like, I am willing to do whatever it's going to take, because shifting over 30 years of conditioning is not going to happen on its own. It's not going to magically just change because you read a self-help book. It's not going to change by getting someone to try and do a healing on you or sitting there and meditating for 3 days straight. That's not where true transformation comes from. It comes from, first of all, your language. I am going to do whatever it takes. I am going to dominate 2020. I am going to have my dreams, have my soulmate, step it up, get on purpose, up-level my friendships, up-level my bank account. That's what's happening in 2020. Now, that's just a declaration. But can you feel the energy and like how certain that is? That's where you need to be with your life right now. You cannot be sitting there going 50-50 and hedging your bets, because what you're doing is, it's like if you had a bank account, you're putting all your energy into your plan B account. None of it's going into plan A, and no one else can get you that plan A, which is a soulmate, right? And just having so much beautiful connection and intimacy and that real healthy love, not that shitty, disconnected, treat you like shit, having to figure everything out along the way love where you don't know where you stand. It's really not worth it. So look at where you're putting your energy. Look at the way that you're speaking even about 2020 and about your life. If you really want to change, you're going to say, I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I'm going to put myself first, full stop, the end. And I'm going to get myself a rocking support system, whether that's a mentor, whether that's a program, whether that's someone that you know that you've been following and you're like, I've got to work with that person. Honestly, go take action. Go do it. I'm not saying it's got to be me. I'm not here to do that. I don't need to do that. My women know when I'm their mentor. But if there is someone that you know is your mentor, seriously, please, for the love of God, don't deliberate. Don't hesitate. Don't keep weighing it up. Follow your heart and go take action and get the support so that you can rise, okay? Because you've got to be deliberate. All comes down to your attitude. So I'm sending you so much love. Mwah. If you want change, you got to take action. End of.